Welcome to Deep Thought. Everyone has a broadcast. Everyone has a broadcast. Now I'm telling you what. This week I'm gonna go deep into relationships. A couple weeks ago, I asked everybody if they wanted me to talk more about relationships. Now, and most people said they did. There was one person that said, "Nah, you do that on the other channel." So I'll go by what most people wanted. Now, here's the thing with it though. If I'm going to talk about it on this channel, I'm going to go deep into it because it's really deeper than, if somebody's wearing some nice pair of shoes or somebody got a good fit or, they let the barber bless them, even deeper than body game. There's an energy there. Now, here's the thing. On this episode, I want to talk about a broadcast. Every single person has a broadcast when they are out and about. They broadcasting something. And that broadcast is a combination of their clothes, of their body language, and also their mindset. Like say if somebody, hypothetically, you get a guy, he just has trouble with women. He's going to broadcast that, even when he approached women. I remember there was a dude who would always call women bitches, right? And I said something to him, even though he wouldn't call them to their face bitches. But I said they would still pick up that you had some issues with women. That was his broadcast. You're going to broadcast that. Your broadcast is nonverbal. It's not what you're saying, it's what the energy that you giving out. When somebody sees you, what type of energy do they see? Do they see somebody walking tall or they see somebody or walking slow? That's your broadcast. And everybody has a different broadcast. That's why even, and I'm going to tell you how deep it is. And I remember a couple women told me this. I remember a woman I was working with on one of my 1,000 jobs. She said she knew I was around or knew I was behind her without saying anything. She felt the broadcast. She felt it. And everyone has that. Every single person has that. Especially when we're talking about a feel or a vibe. Now, women especially pick up on it. Men, not as much. Not as much. Because, we just like big old breastises and, nice old butt dome and thick thighs, which save lives. We looking at that. We looking at that. I like nice calves too. But everyone has that. Everyone is doing something. Everyone, when you going out, you broadcasting something. And it's, like I said, it's nonverbal. It's not what you're saying. You could say something. You could say whatever. But what is it that you're broadcasting? Like, for example, say you going out, you telling people you're a multimillionaire. But that's not your broadcast. You're not walking around with that confidence like you got that type of money in your pocket. You're not walking around with that confidence. You're not walking around like you running some stuff. You walking around like you might be some poor person. You're not broadcasting something on a bigger level. So that's happening on a relationship thing. See, people, yeah, they might like what clothes you wear, what shoes you wear, and all of that. But on a deeper level, they want to feel something. Even on that show, what I call the gift they keep on giving, the balloon pop show, there are plenty of times women especially have said they just don't feel the energy. In fact, there's been some men they don't feel like. They'll say, I just don't feel that energy. That's that broadcast. Somebody's broadcast, and like on a practical level, somebody's broadcast could be they're not smiling. Or they are smiling, or how they looking at somebody. They could be in their eyes. They looking at somebody like, I don't like them. Like I told that dude, yeah, he may not call women bitches to their face, but he really didn't like women. And they picking up on that even if he ain't saying anything. Because that was his broadcast. Like, oh, these women are stupid and all of that. You going to come across that. Shoot, even beyond relationships. I remember there was a grocery store in the area I used to live in. There was a guy in there, and he didn't say anything, but that dude, the looks he gave me, he was probably a racist. He was probably a racist. The looks he would just give me. And I was just like, yeah, that was his broadcast. Now he didn't call me anything out of my name. He didn't say anything. In fact, technically he would give good customer service, but the looks he would give me, I was like, And in fact, I had talked to somebody else in there, and they was just like, yeah, you don't want to mess with him. Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing. But everyone has that. Now, if we're talking about relationships, a lot of people lose out on a good relationship because they don't have a good broadcast. They thinking whatever they're thinking about the opposite sex, or in some cases the same sex. But you know, I'm about heterosexuality. I'm about that. So whatever they thinking, they're not really, you know, they got a negative vibe about the opposite sex. People, the opposite sex might be picking up on it without realizing what. It was like, yeah, it's something about them. You know? It's like this woman I was dealing with, and, you know, it was just a sexual relationship. But, you know, so she was open to deal with who she was going to deal with. I was just as open too. So she said she met this guy and he had everything on paper, but she didn't feel something from him. She didn't feel the right broadcast from him. Now she felt a certain broadcast from me, but not from this guy. I was like, okay. But everyone has one. Everyone is broadcasting something. When you stepping out your door, you broadcasting. Everyone who sees you, everyone who feels you. Like I said, there was a few women who said they knew I was around even if I ain't say anything. Indeed, it's been said that when players go into players, you know, guys who get multiple women, all the women in the room will know they in the room because they feel something. The player might not say anything, but that player is broadcasting something. So everyone has that broadcast. That's something to really consider. And like I said, it's nonverbal. Let's be clear about that. Because the words can say one thing, but then the broadcast say something different. In fact, most communication is about 90% nonverbal. Always remember that, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll get back with you tomorrow. Anyway, peace and blessings.